Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Recovery Classroom. My name is Drew. I am an alcoholic, and today I'm a recovering alcoholic, and I could not be any more grateful. It's Friday night. That means if you're local to the Huntington, West Virginia area, I want to encourage you to come down to 5747 East Pea Ridge Road in Huntington at Pea Ridge United Methodist Church tonight at 7 o'clock for our Crosstalk Friday. It's not a church service. It's not a revival meeting. It's just a group of drunks and drug addicts sitting around talking shop, talking about how we got sober and how we're planning on staying that way. It's the quickest hour in recovery for sure. Tonight, 7 o'clock, we'll see you there. I was talking with an alcoholic earlier this week, and we were talking and discussing the spiritual aspect of recovery, and the term spiritual really stuck out, and I shared with him how, when I first came in the rooms, I heard God, I heard spirituality, and I immediately associated those words with religion, and I felt despair because God wanted nothing to do with fixing myself, fixing me, right? And so I spent the next 8 years of my life really growing to believe that I was just destined to die a drunk, that there was no program, nothing out there that was going to fix me. And fortunately, my higher power saw fit to allow me to return to the rooms in 2021, and I started understanding how it all worked. And at the end of the day, and I've said this a billion times, I'll continue to say this, the program of action as outlined in the first 164 pages of the Big Book of Alcoholics Anonymous, that is the only program, the only thing that got me sober, that allowed me to change my thinking, that allowed me to open my mind. That is the only thing that worked for me. Now, that's not to say that it's the only thing that can work for you. I see a lot of people come in and they think, well, AA is not going to work, so I'm just destined to die a drunk, like I thought. Right? And that, I believe, is just very fictitious. I don't believe in that at all. Matter of fact, on page 31 of the Big Book, Bill even writes, Bill Wilson himself writes this. He says, if anyone who is showing inability to control his drinking or drugging, if anyone like that can do the right about face and start drinking like a gentleman, our hats are off to him. So even in that statement alone, he's admitting that AA is not the only way. There are other pathways to support recovery. But again, going back to that spiritual aspect, I understand a lot of people may be turned off. I was myself when they were talking about that spiritual, vital spiritual experience that Bill discusses. On page 27 of the Big Book, Bill writes, he says, some of our alcoholic readers may think they can do this without the spiritual help. And he goes on to continue the story anyway of Roland Hazard, who goes off and visits the world-renowned psychologist, Dr. Carl Jung. And Dr. Jung basically says, hey, this vital spiritual experience, there have been a few exceptions, but these people, these exceptions, have had vital spiritual experiences. And while we can read the appendix, I find that, to elaborate on that a little bit more, I find his choice of wording very interesting there. To him, to Dr. Jung, he says these vital occurrences, vital spiritual experiences are phenomenon. They appear to be in the nature of huge emotional displacements and rearrangements. Ideas, emotions, and attitudes, these men, which were once the guiding forces of the lives of these men, have been suddenly cast to one side, and a completely new set of conceptions and motives begin to dominate him. So basically what Dr. Jung is saying in this example here, he's talking to Roland Hazard. He's saying, look, these vital spiritual experiences, it's a huge rearrangement, an emotional displacement. It's a huge effort to set aside everything, all my previous thoughts and ideas and emotions and attitudes, to set those off to the side and start developing new ones. That's how Dr. Jung is defining that vital spiritual experience. And a lot of people, they think, okay, well, I don't need spirituality. In a sense, you may be right. You may be right. Again, AA, the way that people define and practice AA, everyone is individual, just as I shared yesterday. Everyone is different. Everyone works the steps and works the program differently. The goal of for me anyway, is to tell you how I worked it so you can hopefully find some information and insight into how it might apply in your own personal life. But if you're worried about a vital spiritual experience, keep in mind what that means is something has changed up here. Your ideas, your thoughts, your emotions, your attitudes, something has changed. They've been rearranged, and now there are new ideas and thoughts and attitudes and emotions that supersede supersede, that have taken precedence over those old ones. Those old ones have been cast aside. And now you have a new set of ideas that can hopefully lead you onto the road to recovery. Let me end with this. If there's anyone out there saying that you can only recover, AA is the only way for you to recover, I 100% disagree. I've met people that have recovered through religious means. I've met people who have recovered through white knuckling it. Again, Bill Wilson himself even iterates back on page 31 that obviously it's possible, or else he wouldn't have put that line in there. People have the option available to them. They just got to find out which option is going to work for them. And that's our goal here in the Recovery Classroom, is to share with you the fact that hope is possible, that you're not destined to die a drunk or a drug addict. The hope is possible, and we just want to help you find the way that works for you. So with that being said, I'll let you guys go. Thank you guys for letting me come in and share 5 to 10 minutes of your day with you. You guys absolutely keep us sober, and I could not be any more appreciative. If there's a topic you'd like to discuss, feel free to send it to us in the private messaging group for the Recovery Classroom. Myself, Drenda, Deb, one of us will get it, and we'll take a look at it and see what we can do. We'll be talking again soon. Remember, guys, you can't get drunk if you don't take the first drink.